performance from Javon. Do you have to have those type of numbers from him most every night?
We did in the first half, that's for sure. We shouldn't have to have, but looks like we have to have. But we can't give up 34 points in the paint to those people. We can't turn people loose the way we turn people loose today. And they're a good team. They're gonna win their league, I think. I didn't mean it. They weren't good. We just can't. We can't turn people loose to the middle that can, one, finish around the rim, and two, pass it to other people who are spotted up outside. We got to cut the floor in half. We didn't do that.
Javon set the all-time steals record. When you talk about his talent in that area, remember Greg Jones?
I knew Greg Jones before any of you even knew he existed. I was at Rain about once or twice a week. I don't know. You know, Mitch, I think it's a shame that if that's what we think of him. You know, it's just not steals. I mean, he was the National Defensive Player of the Year. He's been a first-team All Big 12 defensive player for 3 consecutive years, and this will be 4. It'll be 4 consecutive years. I don't know how many people have ever done that. He's also going to be, I would think, top 10 or so in assists. He's going to be top 12 or maybe 10 in scoring. So, you know, I mean, I think it's a wonderful thing at a place like this that's had so much success to have any kind of school record. But I just hate to see that if that's the only thing that is remembered for, because he's done so many other things. He very well could maybe go down as the all-time winningest player in school history. You know, he's been on teams that won 25, 26, and 28. And if we can, you know, we can play well this year. I mean, he's gonna have well over 115, 120 wins. So I just don't want you to pigeonhole him, and not to take anything away from that. It's a great accomplishment to lead this university in steals, but and Greg Jones was good. And Greg Jones was really good. So he's passed a lot of guys who are really good.
You've talked about past players a lot, and obviously you've had some great ones. But just pure defensively, any of those Cincinnati guys better than defensively?
I can tell you one. Kenyon was.
Well, not a guard. I mean, obviously.
I don't think so. We had good ones. Alan Jackson was really good, but Terrence Gibson was really good. But I don't know. They weren't better than him. And they couldn't do all the other things that he does. Could do some of them, couldn't do all of them. Excuse me. Every time I go to Florida, I get a cold. Isn't that something?
We're not going next year.
I don't know what we're going. Now we're going to South Carolina, it looks like.
Other than Dax and Javon, who can be leaders for you if they're having an off night or picking guys up?
Well, Dex had an off night.
But I mean, that's up to us too.
I think before, Dax would have probably hoisted more jump shots rather than do what he did. I thought he guarded pretty well. He attacked the rim. He tried to rebound. He tried to post. He tried to help in other ways. And I think that's a sign of maturity. We're so inexperienced. It's hard to make adjustments, and then, you know, you take them out because they are very rarely ever where they're supposed to be, and then they're going to pout, you know. And it's just We need some guys to grow up. I mean, forget the basketball, they just need to grow up a little bit. We pout like we're 8th graders, you know? This whole thing about, you know, you score a basket and you yell at the guy you scored at. I mean, what is wrong with people? I think if that would have happened when I played, you got punched in the face. Maybe that's what deterred all that stuff. But you know, I tell our guys all the time, I don't care what they do. I do care what we do.
Having said that, Bob, it seems to me like this is starting to get a lot more hands on balls, a lot more deflections, chasing the ball down from behind. You know, not as good as previous years, but it seems like it's a lot better than when you started this season.
We got our hands on a lot of balls the first half against A&M. We didn't get any the second half. We're generally in the low 40s, which isn't bad. The important thing is after you deflect them, you get them. We don't get them enough.
Yeah. Were you worried about a hangover from the come from behind win against Missouri tonight?
I worry about our immaturity all the time. It's seemingly so much easier to come back from failure than it is success. And we've got to learn how to do that. God dang.
Any other questions?
Coach, it seems like with Lamont, his first instinct is to take the outside shot, but he's obviously shown spurts where he's got other parts of his game. Put it on the floor a little bit. Do you want him to explore those areas more?
I want him to take what the defense gives him. That's the whole battle. You try to exploit what they give you. I want him to be able to do that. I want him to be able to pass the ball when he draws two people.
They stay off of him. So if they stay off of him, just go ahead.
I've never told him don't shoot.
Right.
I've just had that conversation with the locker room. I've never told anybody don't shoot. I've told them don't shoot bad shots. And if you miss 5 or 6, maybe you ought to think about giving it to somebody else. Maybe try to get a tip in and lay up. You know, it's a funny thing. This game's kind of, if you steal the ball and score, and if you get a rebound basket and score, you get one other way maybe. Now you're 3 for 3 and you can miss 2 jumpers and you still think you're having a pretty good day because you're 3 for 5. If you for those first 3 were jacked up jumpers that don't go in, you're 0 for 3, and now all of a sudden you're saying, damn, it isn't my day. Moral of the story is try to score early. You know, the easiest way you can possibly score.
Bob, how is Lamont on the outside in offense?
I think he's our best finisher. The problem is he doesn't get there that often to finish. We're so much a work in progress, but the honest to God's truth, we were probably this time last year. This time last year, you know, we threw it to Elijah, but he didn't score very much, and by the end of the year, we threw it to him and he scored. He also got fouled and made free throws at the end of the year, which that's what made us a really good team. We need somebody in there who can score. And, you know, the obvious candidate is Sags, but one, he has to stay on the floor, and two, he can't score from behind the backboard, because you try to do it, right? You gotta get him on the other side.
Yeah, nice up and under.
Yeah, but you know, it's, one play doesn't really, it might get you on Sports Center, but, I mean, that's because they don't know what the hell they're doing.
That behind the basket shot's a great game, shot in horse, though. You gotta admit.
We're not playing horse. And if we were playing horse, he wouldn't win. He got a better chance of doing what we're doing than he does horse.
The difference in Teddy not having to go through that adjustment that a lot of kids do first time being away from home. The fact he did it for 2 years in a very controlled environment in Nebraska. Have you noticed him being more acclimated to college and a conventional freshman?
I can only speak for myself, but I couldn't wait to get away. I mean, I thought, man, this is life here. And and have anybody tell me when to be in, when to go to bed. I liked it. I kind of liked the freedom stuff. Man, Teddy wants to be a good player. I mean, the guy's lost 25, 28 pounds, something like that. And he will work at his craft. He just got to understand that there's two ends. It's not soccer does that, don't they? Hockey. Both of them need to take the goalie out, score some points. Boring ass 1-0 game.
When Nikki Izzo Brown debuts Press Virginia next year, that we'll know where it came from, right?
Yeah, I've tried to talk to her about it. She's not a great listener either.
You had a couple of long conversations with Sags while the game was going on. Are those
Trying
teaching about?
to explain to him which side of the backboard the goal was on.
Yeah.
That was the first thing.
I mean, are those in-game kind of things, or are they more? You know, I know you all have been working with him on keeping more even temperament, those kind of things. Are they?
Well, it's a whole lot easier to take them out and set them down and talk to them when you're up 35 than it is when you're up 3 or down 3 or whatever. So we just got to get them to understand it's the hard thing about this game is it never stops. So it's not like you can you run the race and you finish and it's over with. It just keeps going and going and going and going and going. So we need him on the floor. He can't keep fouling like he does. He wants block shots because everybody cheers when he blocks shots. And I want him to block shots, but I don't want him to get in foul trouble trying to do it. He was scoring the ball pretty good, and then all of a sudden he started, dribbling and hopping, and every time he does that, they've called travel. They called travel in Orlando, and they just did it again. And I'm like, listen, man, if every time you do it they call travel, it's probably travel. You're talking about 12 different officials, and they all got him. Not all, every single one, but every crew got him. So stop. It's like throwing it out of bounds.
You gave Logan Rout a decent amount of playing time down the stretch too, late in the first half. Talk about how you felt he did.
Logan's Logan, he's not a great athlete, but he's whatever he is, 6'11", 7 foot. He's hard to score over. But I got frustrated with him because he did a great job a couple times of trying to, and they can't score over him. And then the next thing you know, he's reaching in. Why would he reach in? Why would he just stand there with his hands up instead of trying to swat at the ball and fouling somebody? Those are the kind of things that we're trying to eliminate. Those are not good basketball plays. So I don't know, I mean, he got a block shot there, I think he thought had visions of Elijah one or something, he just thought he could run around and swat at it. When he swats at it, he generally misses and hits something else. The whole battle is do what you do, man. You know, 2010 with Day and KJ and those guys, they huddled up every single time they went out on the floor and said, do what we do. You know, that's what I try to tell guys today. Do what you do, don't do what you don't. Why would you do what you don't? You know, and then some of them have a hard time, you know, listening to, I mean, I'm their boss. But I got bosses too, you know? And I said, if your boss can't trust you, you're not gonna have a job very long. And that's a life lesson, you know? You know, I would hope that Dr. Gee and Shane trust me, that, you know, I'm gonna do the right thing, that I'm not gonna be caught in any of these things that are going on in college basketball. But at the same time, I can't put somebody out there, you know, when we're trying to win games, I can't trust. That's a life lesson for you, youngster. Thank you.
Thanks, good.